she got me so good in this one. I didn't see that plot twist coming for like, here's a semi coming to me head on about to kill me. I still wouldn't have seen it coming. I don't even want to talk about this. I seriously debated just deleting all of the Colleen Hoover books out of this and not even including them in the video. Hello besties and welcome back to my channel. So I'm so excited for today's video. We are going to be tier ranking all of the books I have ever rated 5 stars, like from when I started reading to now. So there's definitely some on here that yeah, I guess I just didn't really know my reading taste or what quality literature are to me. We're just gonna hop right in. There are gonna be not that many books actually, because I feel like I don't throw out 5 squares a ton. 5 squares. Okay, here we go. We are starting with the books. Oh my god, there's like no 5 stars on here. And keep in mind, this is from like 3 years. Like I started reading in 2021, 2022. Wow. This is sad to look at, honestly. So some of these are a little out of order because I didn't have Goodreads for like the first month I read. We got to go through the tiers. First tier, we have I Need to Reconsider. These are the books that like, yeah, I would not rate 5 stars or even really 4 now. And then we have 4-star range. This is pretty self-explanatory. Could be 4.5 stars, could be whatever, just not 5 stars. And then You Weren't Perfect but still 5-star. This is like, I can see how some people don't love this or give it 5, but for me it was still 5. You know what I mean? Like there were still some flaws, but I still had an incredible time. 5 out of 5 vibes. This is the category for books kind of more based on the vibe. It was like vibey. I don't know how to explain this one. Like the vibes were 5 out of 5. There could be some things that aren't 5 out of 5, but the vibes made it a 5-star book. Like just the amount of fun I had while reading the book. Solid 5-star book. I mean, this is self-explanatory, kind of like just a 5-star book. And then Infinite Stars. This is the more than 5-star books. There is probably only gonna be a few in here, but those are the good ones. All right. Daisy Jones and the Six. This book, I remember really enjoying this one when I read it, but I feel like I don't think about it enough. But I just feel like it was so unique and unlike anything I'd ever read. But like this was one of my first books I read when I got into reading, really. I think I'm gonna go with 5 out of 5 vibes, because it's not something I really think about all the time, but the vibes of this book, like the 70s, the music, the band, that was incredible and so entertaining. I don't even know like how to talk about the Colleen Hoover books, because obviously there's like just so much controversy with her and just drama, I guess we'll say. But all that aside, we are just focusing on the literature that I read and how I felt when I was reading it. Verity. I feel like this book, I'm just like remembering some of the things I didn't like with it. There's some things with this one that were a little icky, but I feel like it really was thrilling and did what it was supposed to do with the thriller mystery aspect. Like I'm still like, I don't know how to feel. I think I might put it in 4-star range. Again, all of the Colleen Hoover drama controversy aside, this is based on the book and how I felt when reading it. So I think I'm gonna go there, because honestly it was really thrilling to me and I did not know what the heck was going on and it was crazy. So that is that. Love in Other Words. I feel like this is one of the books that every single person and their mother rates 5 stars and just loves. So with that, I feel like there is a sort of pressure on it to love it and kind of rate it 5 stars. But for me, I feel like it just isn't a complete 5 star. So I think we're gonna go within the 4-star range. Like there are parts of this book I think about somewhat frequently, but overall I don't really think about the characters that much. I don't know. I think we're gonna leave it there. And then we have One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I remember when I read this one, I immediately posted on my Instagram story, favorite book ever, cried, whatever. I don't think about this book ever. I don't remember much about it, and I don't know if I like binged it too fast or what, but I don't really think about this ever, and I feel like a 5-star is something you think about all the time. Maybe we'll put it in the 4-star range, because I feel like sometimes when I just finish a book and it was like really good, I can just immediately be like 5 stars, best book ever, you know what I mean? So I think we're gonna put it in the 4-star range. The Cheat Sheet. This is like the same thing. Like I remember finishing it, I loved it, and now I don't think about it, but it was so much fun. I'm feeling either 5 out of 5 vibes or 4-star range. I think I might put this in 4-star range because, like I said, I don't really think about it or remember much about it at all, but I do remember just absolutely loving it and loving the characters and just being so happy reading this book. And then we have the Spanish Love Deception. I don't know. I think I'm gonna put it in I need to reconsider, but not in like a terrible way. Like, I think it'd be more like a 3.5, 3.75 type vibe. I don't think about this book ever really, and it's just kind of telling when like she has the sequel out and I haven't picked it up yet, and it's been like a year plus. So I feel like I'm gonna put it in I need to reconsider because I feel like if I reread this now, it would definitely not be a 5-star. Same with The Do-Over. Honestly, I think I'm gonna put this in I need to reconsider as well. Okay, we are like way out of order here. Where is Magnolia Parks? There it is. Like, no way I read DH The Great Undoing before Magnolia Parks. Anyways, we're a little out of order, but that's okay. The Do-Over. This one, it was also one of those ones where like I just had such a fun time reading it, but I don't think about it. Like, I genuinely couldn't even tell you the girl and the guy's names. So with that, I think I'm gonna put it in I need to reconsider. I feel like it would be like a 3.75. Still close to a 4-star because it was so fun, and hello, it's Lynn Painter. We love her. I feel like it's good there. And I do love the Groundhog Day type trope where she has to repeat the days over and over again, and then better than the movies. I think I'm gonna put this in solid 5-star book. Like, no notes on this one. Like, it was perfection basically. Like, it was so much fun to read, and it was just the epitome of like watching a rom-com and just like feeling super happy, giddy, and all your problems disappear. That is that one. I love these characters so much, and their names I do remember: Wes and Liz. So that says something, because if I can't remember the character names, oh my god, you guys, do I even have to like talk about this? To the top, obviously. Magnolia Parks, I literally say this in every video, I feel like, but I wasn't sure if I was gonna like this book at first because I kind of soft DNF'd it. But yeah, I ended up loving it and making it my whole personality. So, do we need some more light in here? I can't tell if that made it worse, and my camera's being a freaking butthole. Anyways, loved this book. That's about all I'm gonna say without going on a tangent. Daisy Hates the Great Undoing, literally. This book lives in my head rent-free. Some of the quotes in here literally take me out. Like, I cannot wait to reread this series and annotate it. Be prepared to be sick of me when I do that. Anyways, okay. Where the Crawdads Sing. This is like, this might be the only litfic book on here. That's crazy. So give me litfic Rex. Anyways, I'm putting this in solid 5-star. I loved this book so much, and then getting to go to the movie like a month later was incredible. The movie was so good too. I remember just hearing a lot of people say that the first part of the book kind of drug out, and I didn't feel that way at all. I was hooked from the beginning to the end. I feel like this book gave everything and then more. It had romance, it had drama, it had mystery, it had just crime aspects, it had everything. It is a solid 5-star book. No notes again. We are so back. My camera died, so I had to charge it for not that long, so we'll see how long this lasts. Okay, next up we have Dial A for Aunties. I know exactly where this one is gonna go. This freaking book, this is the one book I have not been able to stop reading, so I brought it with me when I was in the car waiting for something, and I was just reading. I was almost late because I was so into the story. This book was the funnest book I have ever read. I'm not even kidding. It was a complete blast. It was just so funny and so twisty-turny, silly mystery vibe. I loved it so much. Definitely 5 out of 5 vibes. I mean, I don't think about this book very often, but my reading experience was like incredible with this book. And then we have The Wicked King and the Queen of Nothing. These are the second and third book in the Cruel Prince series. Honestly, this series is like one of the first fantasy books I ever read. I feel like I don't even remember really what happened in these. I need to reread these so bad. I think I'm gonna put these in the 4-star range because I don't remember them. I don't think about them. There are some things that weren't perfect to me in these books, and I just don't think about this series enough, like plot-wise, character-wise, to have it be a 5-star. There are some parts of this series that I absolutely loved and that were just super interesting and unique, but I think we're good in the 4-star range until I reread it maybe. And then we have Ruin and Rising. This is the third book of the Shadow and Bone series. honestly, I might need to reconsider. Maybe we'll put it in 4-star range because I feel like I did really enjoy this series, and especially the last book. I just felt like you got super close to the characters and just like learned a lot about them, and the found family got really good. But again, I don't remember much about this book, and looking back on it after the other 5-star books I've had, it's probably not a 5-star. I don't even want to talk about this. I seriously debated just deleting all of the Colleen Hoover books out of this and not even including them in the video. But I wanted to be real with you guys because I rated these 5 stars at some point. Should we just get them all out of the way? Okay, it ends with us. This book did in fact get me into reading. Like, this book is the reason you guys are watching me right now. We do have to keep that in mind. And we also have to keep in mind how incredible my reading experience was with this book, because I read it. I remember once I was done, me posting a selfie on Snapchat, like, started this book at 3 p.m, finished it at 8 p.m, best book ever, stuff like that. We'll find the picture and put it here. This book was the first book in my entire life I had sat down, binged in one sitting, and just absolutely loved at the time. Looking back, obviously, we're not even going to mention it. The controversy with Colleen Hoover, whatever. That's all pushed to the side right now. This book does have some flaws. I think I'm gonna put it in you aren't perfect, but still 5 stars. Don't click out of the video. I know some of you are gonna comment and be like, oh, when she put the Colleen Hoover book, I clicked out. You know what? My opinion, and my opinion is based on controversy aside, it's still a 5-star to me because it got me into reading. And when I first read it, to me, it was just the best book ever because it was so fast-paced, addicting, and just when I read this, I hadn't read like any other just like strictly romance type books. So this was all new for me, and it was at the time knocked me off my socks. Reading this now, I feel like I would be able to point out the flaws, but that is why it is going in here because it's not perfect. But to me, when I read it, it was 5 freaking stars. It starts with us. This book is the definition of a money grab and an extended epilogue. We are putting it in I need to reconsider because did it need to happen? No. Was it kind of cute? Sure. Do I think about it ever? No. Reminders of him, I'm gonna put this in I need to reconsider also. At the time, I just remember thinking it was just incredible, but looking back, I don't remember the characters' names. All I remember is one thing about this book, and that is that a pigeon? That is all I remember. Moving on. 6 of Crows, Infinite Stars. This duology is seriously like the greatest thing to ever exist. It was so much fun, so unique, and the characters are absolutely incredible. It just takes characters from different paths of lives and brings them together, and it is incredible. Their friendship, the dynamics, incredible. And Ember in the Ashes. My thing with this series is I completely listened to it on audiobook. Like probably 98% of it was audiobook because I was doing puzzles and audiobooking. Great time, best time of my life. Anyways, with that though, I feel like there is a lot I didn't retain from this book because, you know, I was doing other stuff, not maybe 100% focused on the book, which I would have been if I was just reading it. I feel like they aren't really 5 stars because of that, because I don't remember them fully. I feel like if I reread them, they would be. Honestly though, I just remember this series being so developed, the characters being incredible, and just everything about this world and the characters just being incredibly well done. So I think I'm going to keep it in solid 5 stars because this is a series that if I reread it, I know it would also be 5 stars. Like the rating would stay the same. These books, this is like a guilty pleasure book. Like the Selection series, I think about these way more than I should. I think I'm going to put them both in 5 out of 5 vibes because they slapped. Like, I'm sorry, but they slapped. Again, there are some things that were kind of cringy or whatever in the series, but overall, they slapped. Loved it. The second one's not in here because that one kind of fell off a bit, but the third one really picks up. I love this series so much. I could reread this once a year. Guys, quit playing with me. Quit playing with me. You guys know where this is gonna go. Bae. That is all I'm gonna say. This might be my favorite book of all time. This book is incredible. This book changed my life. This book means everything to me. That's all. Beach read. Ooh, I'm gonna put this one in solid 5 star. I feel like it's not quite at the Infinite Star book, but it's definitely a 5-star book. This book is just the funnest rom-com ever. The perfect book for summer. Incredible vibes. No notes. A Court of Wings and Ruin. This book, I'm like in between Infinite Stars and solid 5 stars, so maybe we'll put it at the top of solid 5 stars because I feel like A Court of Mist and Fury is like on this level. Wings and Ruin might be a little bit lower. So I don't know if it's quite infinite stars, but it's definitely like a 5.5. I'm just kidding. I don't know. It's a solid 5-star, but I feel like this one got way more politic heavy, so it did maybe get a little more confusing or kind of lose me a bit, but it's still an incredible book. And just everything that goes down and how Sarah J Maas like must have planned it out from page 1 of ACOTAR, incredible. Ooh, Rock, Paper, Scissors, solid 5-star book. She got me so good in this one. I didn't see that plot twist coming for like, here's a semi coming to me head on about to kill me. I still wouldn't have seen it coming. That's the analogy we're gonna go with. She got me so good. If you want to literally like go into shock after reading a book, read this book. Next up, we have Nevernight. This is, again, a solid 5-star book. This is such an incredible fantasy book. There's just so much going on in this book. It's actually crazy. And I really like the main girl in this one. She's just a baddie, and the end gets absolutely crazy. And I was enjoying this book throughout. It did take me a bit to get into, but still a solid 5-star. And then we have The Blood Traitor. Where's the prison healer? There it is. This one I'm gonna put in 5 out of 5 vibes. I was just really eating up the whole like prison setting, her being the prison healer. I was just eating it up. Not that the vibes were like good necessarily, like a good place, but it was just fun to read about. The Blood Traitor, I think I'm gonna put this in the same one. Again, I just love the characters so much in this, and I feel like the vibes of this world were just not like necessarily like positive and like happy, but like it was just fun to read about, and I really enjoyed it. The Ballad of Never After, this one is a solid 5-star book. This book is the best out of the series, hands down. This book is incredible. There is so much that happens in this book, and it is a blast. There's so many fun characters, and there's just so many fun adventures these characters go on. Definitely 5-star book. Finlay Donovan, oh, I love this book. 5 out of 5 vibes. This book was so much fun. I have no notes. I cannot believe that in this little 300-page mystery book, it made me to love the characters so much. They were so much fun and so funny, and this whole plot line around this book was just so interesting. If you have any recs like Finlay Donovan or Dial A for Aunties, like cozy mystery, I'm literally begging you to send them my way, because I love books like this so much. Like, they are instant slump curers. Billy Summers. I think I'm gonna put this one in You Weren't Perfect, but still 5 stars, because the first 50% of this book were like incredible for me. Like, it was so good, and then after the like 50% mark, it did kind of fall off a little bit for me. It got a little boring. I was less excited to pick up the book, but I mean, it was still incredible and so unique, and I just loved this book so much. And I feel like I was definitely scared to go into this, because hello, it's Stephen King. He is like such a famous author and just, I feel like, well respected, and I had never read probably someone of his level like book before, I guess, so I was kind of nervous, but it was incredible, and I can definitely see why he is so famous. Summer Broken Rules. This is the epitome of 5 out of 5 vibes. I just remember loving this book so much and just wishing that I could be transported to it. Like, I would love to play a game of Assassin on Martha's Vineyard. I mean, like, hello? That would be a blast. But yeah, 5 out of 5 vibes. Like, it wasn't something I think about all the time, but my reading experience during this was incredible. It was so much fun. The whole Throne of Glass series. I am gonna put all of these in solid 5-star, except for Kingdom of Ash, which is obviously going to the top because that book is so incredible it hurts. All of these, like Crown of Midnight, Queen of Shadows, and Bear Storms, these were so incredible too. They're kind of like the turning points for the story, I'd say, like where things get really good, especially Queen of Shadows. Queen of Shadows is incredible. Kingdom of Ash is just on that higher pedestal. It is such a good book. This book has literally every emotion you could ever feel into it. There are so many characters that their stories are wrapping up in this one, and so much going on, and this was the best 900 pages of my life. The 7-Year Slip. Honestly, I forgot I rated this 5 stars. I think I might put this in 4-star range because I don't think about it like at all really, but when I was reading this, it was so good. So I feel like it's probably more like a 4.25, 4.5 than a 5-star that I initially rated it. Still such a good book. The romance in this was so unique and incredible. Just the whole plot line with this, like the kind of paranormal romance was so interesting and really intriguing to read about. And this book just has so many like underlying themes that are important too. Next up. Okay, now we're getting into the good one. These are my recent 5 stars. Oh my gosh, that's like all I've had in like 8 months? That's insane. Fourth Wing's going to the top. Like, I'm sorry, call me basic, call me whatever you want. It deserves it to me. This book is another one where I just could not stop reading it. I was, again, in the car waiting for an appointment, just reading away, addicted. And then on the way home, I was just like sitting there like, I need to read Fourth Wing, like freaking out because I cannot read in the car. I would be passed out puking if I tried. But anyway, this freaking book, oh my gosh, it was so addicting and just so fun and not a single boring point throughout. No notes. I mean, literally no notes. Iron Flame. I think I might put this in I need to reconsider. I don't know. Honestly, it did let me down. And when I first finished, I'm like 5 stars. 5 freaking stars. Loved it. But taking a step back, it was so info dumpy and it got really confusing, and I feel like not a lot happened in the ending. I don't know how I feel about it, so I think we're gonna put in I need to reconsider, but like it's probably a 4 star, but I don't know if it deserves to be in the 4 star range. You know what I mean? Because this is one I need to reconsider. Divine Rivals, get her up there. This book is incredible. The romance in this book, I'm sorry. The romance is incredible in this book. The storyline is so unique and unlike anything I've ever read before. That's all I gotta say. I love this book so much. So if you have any more recommendations like this, like historical fantasy vibe, let me know please. Crescent City, I'm kind of stumped, I think. Solid 5 star for these 2. And then the third one, 5 out of 5 vibes. Let me explain. These 2, honestly, I enjoyed a lot more than I thought I would. I just felt like it was really well done. There are some parts where it gets kind of cringy and just confusing, like word vomiting, but overall I was hooked the entire time. Even through the first one, which I feel like people say it gets boring, I was hooked the entire time. The second one also, I feel like this one got really good and you got more into other characters, which I loved. The third one, it's still 5 out of 5 vibe because I loved the characters in the series so much, but again, still some things that might change, and I feel like the ending was kind of anticlimactic. You know what I said. I just can't pronounce it, I guess. But yeah, still 5 out of 5 vibes because I love these characters in this world, and the world is just so unique because you get vampires, angels, wolves, fae, everything. Also, I feel like there is one aspect of it that let me down a bit, but still 5 out of 5 vibes. Last one, because my camera is yelling at me. If you don't know where this is going, I don't know what to tell you. To the top! To the top! Oh my gosh, this was one of the most emotional books I've ever read, right next to Kingdom of Ash. This wrapped up Magnolia and BJ's story perfectly to me, and I feel like it did such a good job kind of showing where they're at now and how they have grown as people. And it wrapped up everything perfectly. It set up for the next Daisy Hates book so well, and I am so excited to continue this series. And Jess's writing is incredible. The quotes in this book, literally, ow, but so good. Okay, this is the final list. Again, my opinions, please be nice to me, and just know that this is going off when I read them, just focusing on the book. So that is that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video and want me to tier rank some more stuff, let me know what you want me to rank down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.